let's go over my loadouts for Desert Brutality 2022. We're going to start in armored. We're going to run through everything there. Then I'll just go through the Partisan loadout, show what happened differently there. Beginning with base layers for armored was quite simply LBX. So LBT has a subsidiary that does cheaper shit by not using US labor. They kind of aim for a police market, and one of the things they make is a set of uniform, top and bottom, that are pretty good quality. The big thing I want to call out here is their pants come with a space to put a knee pad in there, and I definitely put the knee pads in there, and oh, that was helpful. I was throwing myself at the ground quite a lot, and that helped a lot in absorbing the impact. My knees were a mass of bruises at the end of the Brutality, but they were not cut up, and that's credit to the knee pads, because my elbows got completely cut up. So LBX, uniform top, uniform bottom, layered on top of long johns and the Cornfield Brutality t-shirt. That's what I was wearing. Obviously, the next important bit of armored plus P is the armor. That starts with a Varusteleka PC18 plate carrier with the PAL's cummerbund. This is their in-house Sarma TST thing. Inside are Highcom 3S9M, 3S standalone 9M multi-curve. I don't know what the 9 stands for, but Highcom plates inside. Rifle rated, level 3, with a whole bunch of additional certifications they had NIJ Labs do, which basically means that the only thing I would really be worried about with these is a boomer with a Remington 730-06 who has AP rounds somehow. But yeah, Varusteleka plate carrier is pretty nice. It has the ability to add some stuff on here. I personally run it slick and then toss my second line stuff over it. But I guess the only add-on is really the shoulder pads, because shoulder pads are really nice. And then the other part of armor is a helmet, or armored plus P is a helmet. Surplus M1. I could game it and use a skateboard helmet instead, but to be honest, skateboard helmets look kind of dorky. And this technically is not ballistically rated and not skateboard certified, but it's as heavy as a proper ballistically weighted helmet, and it looks fucking cool, so I'll take that. Details. It's either a Vietnam or post-Vietnam era helmet. I honestly haven't delved deep enough into the lore of M1 helmets other than to know it is a rear seam, and that means something. So that's the base stuff. Oh, and the boots are Salomon Quest 4D, something like that. They're Salomon boots. Pretty generic. Into the actual lines of gear. This is my first line gear. This is, for those of you not aware, lines of gear: first line, second line, third line. First line, always on you. Second line, the first line is always on you, usually a belt of some kind. Second line is all the stuff that you have in a chest rig, or something that basically, if you have the time, you'll put it on, but you won't ditch it in combat. And then third line is a pack or something that you would ditch if a firefight started. So this is a Ronin Tactics Shooter's belt. Honestly, I don't really know that much about it. It's a generic kind of stiffened cloth with the 2 rows of MOLLE here, and then it velcros onto female Velcro on a uniform belt. It's been discontinued a while back, just the same as the LBX is no longer making their uniforms. And Ronin discontinued this model of shooter's belt, and I think they have pricier models now. But Cobra buckle, you can tell this is pretty well used, and then filled with a bunch of stuff. So moving from side to side, a double ESSTAC Kywi pistol pouch with 21 round mags for my pistols, for my pistol. Then there is and this is MALICE clipped onto the shooter's belt, so I still have the Velcro here, because the next one, this HSGI Taco, is belt mounted, and it is you can tell, it's a double-decker rifle pistol. So essentially I have 3 pistol mags really quickly available to me, 3 pistol reloads really quickly available to me, and 1 rifle reload quickly available to me. And that is sufficient to get through like 95–98% of all competition courses I end up in. And then you have the 1 competition stage that is 56 shotgun poppers to be engaged with a pistol. Next up, HSGI, their dump pouch. So this is a very simple mesh dump pouch. I use it to carry the magazines that I load into my guns at the start of stage. And then administratively for other purposes like gathering magazines after I finish a stage. Dump pouches are really useful. Administratively, and then like if you don't want to leave behind the mag for whatever reason, then just toss it in here. Next up, random ass, like, I don't know, Condor pistol pouch and my Gerber. Next up, generic TQ pouch, a cloth container thing with a staged Cat 7. I personally like the Cats the most, but they are not the easiest to store. But this one is staged and ready to go. Next up, and fulfills the tourniquet requirement. Next up, Blue Force Gear. This is their MicroTrauma kit now thing. Anyways, it's a sleeve. It's an elastic sleeve that contains a rip-out trauma kit, and they have these little ball detents here that you can grab onto and rip from either side. It has in it gloves, emergency dressing, 4-inch flat dressing, combat gauze, and just plain old compressed gauze. So that fulfills all the medical requirements, and then also is just in medical requirements for division, and also happens to be the stuff that will keep you from dying in the first minute after something happens. Next up, this is a Safariland holster. I forget the exact number. I can never make sense of the Safariland numbering system, but this is the holster for my, this is the red dot light bearing holster for my P320, which I was running here. We'll talk about that later. But this is QLS forked onto a QLS mount. This is because I run a couple different pistols, and I commonly trade out which particular pistol I'm running. Oh, hey, this is the 6376 RDS-4502, if that means anything to you. But really handy stuff. Get that one quite lined up. Just slide that back in there, it snaps in place. Perfect. And last but not least, trusty Type 2 AK bayonet, because I need a 4-inch fixed blade, and this bayonet has been to SUPs. This is now 4 times it's been to SUPs, so it's got 4 layers of SUPs dust on it. So there you have it. First line. Moving on to the second line. Gucci gear. What we have here is a Haley strategic, what is it? What are their acronyms? D3CRM. It's their micro chest rig, plus a dangler pouch. So micro chest rig comes with 1, 2, 3 rifle mags and 2 pistol mags. I use 18 round. I use the 17 rounders here. These are not. The rifle mags are quick to access. The pistol mags are not quick to access. I've had to load from these in local matches before, and it sucks. So I really use these for administrative purposes. Basically, the 4 mags that you saw on the belt, the 1 that's in the dump pouch, and then the 3 reloads, that's what I'm gonna shoot through a stage. If I need more than 63, 70, 80, if I need more than 80 rounds in a pistol stage at a brutality, then I've messed up bad. So I just use these for administratively holding them. Holding additional, basically holding the next mag that I'm going to use on the next stage. I just trade them out. So that's the magazine situation. The admin pouch, I have all the, as you would imagine, administrative items on here, so just in no particular order. Microfiber to clean my glasses and optics if necessary. Lens pen to clean the optics more closely. Don't run away from me. Rapid rod to clear out any stuck casings. I have in here, this is the case for my decibels, earplugs, and then I have foamy backups just in case. A Band-Aid, because I tore myself up really bad on the, not really bad, I tore myself up a little bit on the Partisan days, as you've probably seen in video. Black Sharpie, paint pen, just cause if I need to mark anything. This bag is actually pretty important. This is all sorts of random itty-bitty little, basically either fix-it tools or zeroing tools. If I need to tighten anything, then it's all here. And then the one thing that's not in here that I had in there during the match itself was the spare bolt carrier group from the AR that I wasn't using. Like, is it really useful to have that? I don't know, but it's a nice talisman against anything going wrong. So that's the admin pouch. And then in the dangler, during the armored run, what I had in here was my Vortex Ranger, I think. Yeah, Ranger 1800 flash hider, rangefinder. I mean, everything was 200 and in, but I still like knowing exactly what range everything's at. And then a tin of Coca-Cola, which I've since replaced with fresh stuff. So, second line gear. I just put this on top of the plate carrier. You can technically do the kind of the Mayflower thing and attach it as a placard, but what I found is that Haley's hook does not play well with Varusteleka's loop. I don't really know why that is, but they don't play very well, and so unless you do the side clips as well, this will tend to flop around a bit. And if you do the side clips, then all of a sudden you're clipped into the cummerbunds, and you have to undo a bunch of stuff in order to take the plate carrier off. And it was too much trouble to me. I like just tossing this on top of the plate carrier. All right, last, third level gear, third line gear. This is a Varusteleka CP10, 10-liter backpack. It's their smallest backpack. I got it with the flat straps since I was expressly planning to run this with in Armored Plus P, and I needed this to be as low profile as possible, or wanted this to be as low profile as possible. Some stuff I added on after some actually very helpful advice from the Discord. I had these random straps laying around, and they said, hey, find some way to get compression straps on your backpack. And yep, these work perfectly fine. Keeps everything still and in place and not moving around. And then on the front, again, advice from the Discord, sternum strap. Keeps everything in place. I didn't think it was going to be that big a deal, and then one of them said, do jumping jacks, and I did, and very quickly it became apparent how much these help in keeping the backpack in place. So inside here, this is all the shit that I had to carry with me through every stage, beginning with division required liter of water. Stuck that in the backpack, and I just didn't drink from these bottles. As you can tell, they're really beaten up. I had a 2-liter canteen that I took with me. You didn't have to take your water through the stage as long as you had 1 liter with you. So you could just bring a canteen and leave it at the side of the stage. So in no particular order, 2 more spare magazines. They were fully loaded during the match, and 1 box of 50 rounds of pistol. This brought me to a total of 197 rounds, I think. It's either 197 or 198 rounds of pistol. I didn't need anywhere near that much, but I was planning just in case. I ended up using about a little over 100 rounds of pistol. Then I have an additional 5 magazines of rifle. Sorry, 5 30-round magazines of rifle and a 20-rounder. Do I need this much ammo? No, emphatically no. But it's really convenient to just toss a partially used mag or 2 partially used mags into the pack and pull out 2 fresh mags. And then, if necessary, towards the end of the day, consolidate mags. So that was the ammo situation. I started Trooper Day with 320 rounds of rifle and just shy of 200 rounds of pistol on me. Again, didn't need anywhere near that much on either of them, but always helpful to have more than necessary, within reason, obviously. Food, fishcock, and a spork to eat it with. Didn't need a Trooper Day, but we actually did have a lunch break on Partisan Day. This is can of Ballistol and 2 boar snakes. Keep everything clean. lubed if necessary. More random little tools. These are stuff that if I have to break into this toolkit, then something's gone really wrong. And it's not something that I would be able to fix during a stage, theoretically. To go with the pistol mags and pistol ammo of Maglula. E-tape in case anything needs to be secured. Sunscreen and bug spray. Didn't need the bug spray, it's Utah, but the sunscreen was really helpful. And then hot hands, because it was freezing on the first day, literally freezing. Not actually that cold, to be honest, because I had just been in Bryce Canyon the day before, but nonetheless. That is my third line equipment. All right. So, last but not least, what did I shoot? Well, let's start with this. So, 6 Hour P320, X full. That's this particular grip module, full size slide, full size grip. Romeo 1 Pro has the suppressor height sights already installed because it came with the optic, and then TLR1 HL streamlight for the flashlight. Really, really lovely pistol. And it served me well. So I'm happy with how that went. Loaded. And rifle-wise, home built or home assembled, what would Stoner do 2020 configuration, with the exception of I used a 14.5 barrel instead of a 16-inch. So built on a KP15, assembled on a KP15 with a Coda handguard instead, because that was what was available. Has an HS503, the Holosun that has the ACSS reticle. Not the solar power, because I didn't want the battery. There's details there. And then this is a SIG Juliet 4 magnifier. Has a QD ability, which is why I ran this in armored, so that I could kind of customize the rifle however I wanted, as long as this stuff stayed on me. Has a Magpul bipod, again, with a QD on a LaRue mount. The LaRue mount is really spendy. You don't have to be that expensive. But in this configuration, it is a 5-pound and 15-ounce rifle. And then if I toss on capabilities, if I toss on ×4 zoom, toss on the bipod, then that becomes a 7-ish pound rifle. And it worked. Quite lovely. I could have done better, but lesson learned for next time. That's just simply, hey, use the damn bipod if you're going to bring it. That's the lesson. All right, so that's my Armored Plus P loadout. That's what I shot. That's what I ran on Friday in Desert Brutality. Now how did that change for Saturday and Sunday when I did Partisan? Well, first off, this pack didn't have to go through the stage with me. And the only thing that changed here was I had to find some way to put the water on my person. That is easy enough to do because I can take the rangefinder. I already got all the ranges on Friday. Don't need that. I can take the Shoka, toss that in my admin pouch. And then toss the water in the dangler. voila, division requirements. Nothing about my first line changed, but my clothes did. Well, some of my clothes did. I actually used the exact same cargo pants, combat pants, whatever you want to call them. Used the same pants. I was originally going to be using some OD green pants because technically that is the iconic outfit of Tora Bora, was a dude in OD green cargo pants, DCU top, and more stuff. But I stuck with these because of the knee pads. The green pants did not have knee pads. These did. And I could already tell after the first day that the knee pads were saving my butt. Anyways, outfit is, again, layer on top of long johns, layer on top of the Desert Brutality and Woodland Brutality t-shirts in this case. Cargo pants, combat pants, LBX, whatever, discontinued. Knee pads. DCU top. Pakol. Nope, patu, pakol. Iconic look is a Delta operator dude in DCU green cargo pants wearing this Afghani garb on top, or wearing the Afghani hat with a green chest rig and a blanket wrapped around him. So that was my fun cosplay. And what did I shoot? Because, well, I wasn't carrying armor, I wasn't wearing a helmet. I was wearing the first line and the second line. So this and this. Anachronistic. I'm not paying $300 for a shitty chest rig, because the chest rigs they used during the actual thing were pretty bad. So that's what I wore. What did I shoot? Well, shot this one again, loaded. And with the benefit of the previous day, I knew I didn't need the bipod, and I ran my home assembled 2017. What would Stoner do? So yeah, I got the G-Wax lower, unfortunately, but I did cross out. Hey, that Sharpie came in useful. I crossed out the G-Wax logo because friends don't let friends like G-Wax anymore. Otherwise, this is built to the 2017 spec, with the exception of the 16-inch Vaxxon barrel. Yes, I actually went backwards on the barrel. I did them reverse on the barrel lengths, but 2017 spec on everything, and this one has a Triticon 1:6 TR25 AccuPoint. So it's the same concept, no battery, fiber optic or tritium illumination, really generous eye box. This is a good compromise optic in a lot of different ways, and it serves my purpose pretty well. This rifle is about a 7-ish pound rifle total because of the optic. And that's that. That is what I ran during Desert Brutality 2022. If you got any additional questions, hey, let me know. Be happy to try to answer them. Thanks.